So actually, since we're talking about Origin, that's actually a fantastic time to segue into Year of the Dragon Age. Segue! Because, yeah, we met Morrigan in the last time previously on Year of the Dragon Age. Haha. The last time I left off, I said that I started... I'm pretty sure in my last video I said Orzammar and I meant Ostagar, and I cannot remember which one I said, but I definitely meant Ostagar, and I'm sorry. They both start with an O and sound really similar. I had started the path to being a warden, but I had to stop because I kept getting migraines every fucking day. So this time we went into the Korcari Wilds, and we got all the stuff that we needed and did a bunch of side quests. As a reminder, I've been having the wiki up, so I knew all the places where you get side quests, some of which I think I would miss without it, so I'm wondering if some of them there's a chance some of those I've never done. Because I am one of those people that when I start a game, I'm very follow the quest path, and it takes me a little bit of time before I start getting into that mode of gotta explore every nook and cranny. I was better about it for Veilguard, about break every chest right away and get all the loot right away, but for Origins, I tend to be very follow the quest path. So I feel like some of those side quests I probably have missed in the past. Hi Charles, thank you for the lurk. Welcome in. But yeah, so having the wiki up ensures that I get all the side quests, kind of. More on that later. And we did also meet future baby mama, Morrigan. I need a sound to play every time I talk about her. She's great. It was love at first sight. Took some pictures for the wedding album. Took little screenshots. One of them might be the photo for the YouTube video. We'll see. We gave the medicine to the pupper and officially became a Grey Warden. Yay! And then we ended the evening by having a little strategy sesh with Loghain and King Cailan. I had one cool thing that I noticed from reading the books. This is why I wanted to replay this. I was very excited while I was reading Stolen Throne and The Calling. I was, especially Stolen Throne, I was very excited to get into my replay of Origins because I was like, I wonder how much of a difference it's going to make knowing some of like Loghain's backstory. And I did notice that there's a little like offhanded the thing with Loghain about distrusting Orlais because Cailan wants their assistance in the war against the Darkspawn and the Blight, and it's such a throwaway thing that wouldn't really ping if you've just played the game, but when you've read an entire book about, no like major spoilers, this is just the bare bones like description. The basic premise of the Stolen Throne is the war against Orlais, that Loghain fights in with Merrick. So, of course he's going to distrust Orlais and not want to necessarily ask them for help. Because to him, like, yeah, the war's over and it's been a while, but can you really trust them? I mean, there's also, like, welcome back! We're talking here in the Dragon Age. And, Logain stuff, specifically. But yeah, of course, after everything he had been through, he wouldn't necessarily want to trust them, even if strategically, from Caitlyn's perspective, you want all the allies you can get. And if they're willing to help, then yeah, we should reach out to them. Now, getting back to that side quest thing, my one critique, even with the wiki up, there was one side quest I could not complete because, and I had a map up too. There's a side quest where once you find one marker, you're supposed to be able to find a bunch of other ones, and then I think it just leads to some loot. So eventually I gave up because I was like, this is very frustrating just for loot. But I had a map up from the wiki that marks where on the map all the different points are, and I still couldn't find where the next one was, even though I walked around a bunch. And finally I got frustrated and said, you know what? It's not worth it. I don't care how good the loot is, it's not worth it. And I gave up. So even with the wiki, there's still some stuff that clearly I'm not going to be able to do. Because eventually I'll hit the threshold of, this is not worth it. If the wiki's not clear enough, or if it doesn't, like, completely match up to the game entirely well. It also never became an active quest in my quest log. Like, the marker did pop up on my map once I found it, but it's not like I also got a corresponding quest with a name attached to it. So I don't know if it was also, like, bugging for me a little bit. The important thing is I'm trying to get all of the codexes, or as many of them as possible, and the codex is attached to the first one you find, so that was most of what I cared about. Otherwise, yeah, we met Morrigan, and she seemed very into us. She called us handsome. Very cool. And became a Grey Warden. And next we're gonna do the big battle thingy. Now, when am I gonna have time to play that? Because I'm about to go to PAX? That's a fantastic question that I don't have a good answer to. So next update might be a little bit. But that concludes this week's Adventures in the Year of the Dragon Age Origins.